Welcome to episode number 55 of About the Cards podcast, live tonight on YouTube. As always, joined by my co-host at Junkwax Twins, Stephen Loeffler. We normally have at our trading cards Ben Wilson, but he's out on assignment tonight. So we're missing one of our comrades in action, but he will be back.
Yep.
He will be back with us. I'm at Big Shep 79, Tim Shepler, going to the National. I will be there. I have plane tickets so far. So I will be in town. I'm excited. We'll talk about that later. We're going to preview the National, I think, in 2 weeks, what to expect there. Remember, we are a podcast by collectors for collectors, hoping to bring you a smart and insightful podcast discussing trading card collecting. We're live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific, 10 Central on YouTube. You can always follow us on Twitter at About the Cards. We are available on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. And check out our website where we have reviews and checklists and a bunch of good stuff on there, aboutthecards.wordpress.com. How are you doing tonight, bud? How are you doing, Steph?
Still a little under the weather, but mostly resolved, so that's good. But otherwise, I got a package in the mail today. Thank you, Tim.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I sent out a few care packages I've been holding on for a while. Sunday, actually, I dropped them off Sunday. Did not get my arm stuck this time.
Well, at least you didn't dislocate it like I would have.
Yes. We had a great show on Sunday. If you guys missed it, we did a collector spotlight with the legend Uncle Rich Klein. He's in the chat here. He says for a short time he was outstanding. We had people reach out and said I could hear him talk for hours, and they wanted a second, third. I think actually they just want him to do the show instead of us.
Right.
But we got a lot of good feedback, so many reviews and responses so far. So thank you. It was amazing. It was a good time. Off to a sad note, wearing my Angels hat tonight. We're going to remember Tyler Skaggs, a 27-year-old pitcher for the Angels. Passed away just 2 days ago. He was found dead in his hotel room in South Lake, Texas, where the Angels were visiting to play the Rangers. The cause of death is yet to be determined. He was a first-round pick by the Angels in 2009, 40th overall supplemental pick. He was also, that was the same draft they had Mike Trout. In 2010, he was traded to the Diamondbacks with Joe Saunders, Rafael Rodriguez, and Patrick Corbin for Dan Herron. That was a big deal, and he was a big prospect. But he came back in December of 2013 to the Angels from the Diamondbacks. His hometown team, the team he rooted for as a child. He was married late last year, and he was only 12 days short of his 28th birthday. So just sad when it's sad when somebody this young dies in whatever field of work that they're in. It just brought to prominence that he's a Major League Baseball player. And it very rarely happens, but it seems to happen, I think, to the Angels a little bit more. There was a laundry list of players that they've lost throughout the season or through their, during their careers at least. And then there was a bus crash in '92 I read about.
Right. Either with them or players that came through their organization and got traded off, or and not even field related. As this case was. You got Lyman Bostock, who was murdered by a jealous ex's ex-lover.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yep. Yeah, and James talks about reminds Darryl Kyle. Yeah, he died of a heart attack. And the sad thing is Albert Pujols was on that Cardinals team when DK passed away. And Eduardo Perez of ESPN did a little story on this, and he was on that team. But he also, too, was a coach with Tyler Skaggs at one point in time. So he knew of Skaggs, and you saw the video of Mike Trout talking about him and just what a good guy he was. I mean, so just a sad story. And then we get into it. We'll talk a lot about it a little bit later. We've brought it up before when Dwight Clark passed, about people selling his cards with the words, RIP, or even Probstein using deceased in all caps. That's just disgusting. He had autos in Stadium Club and some other products that came out this year, and people already had those up. and it's fine to sell those, but people using ripped or deceased in the title to me is disgusting. If you want to sell them, that's fine. If you want to buy them, whatever. But it's when you use those things, it's ghoulish to me. So.
Well, that's definitely a gray area, but even more so is when you list something that day or you jack up the price knowing that, if this would have sold yesterday, you would have taken that price. But now, since they've passed, and I get you got to, for some people, they feel the need to hit while the market's hot, but the morality of all of that is really shady and gray.
Yeah, I went back because I remember selling it was like a 2013 or 14 Topps inserted Tyler Skaggs a few months ago.
Saying shady, not shitty, for what it's worth.
And I sold it, I put it for a 99-cent auction for, 5 days or whatever, right? And it sold for less than $2. Whatever, not a big deal. I'm purging a bunch of stuff here, as you can see, all these things behind me, and sent to the guy or whatever. And I looked up that same card yesterday. And people are selling the same card for $10 to $15, and I'm like, and I looked back at previous sales, and I think the max on it was like $3 before then. So,
right,
yeah, James says that Mojo Break went off on Probstein today. Yeah, I mean, first of all, with all the other stuff associated with what's going on there, alleged actions. And to put that in there, it's ridiculous. So yeah, I remember we talked about with Ray Emery and when Beckett, put out the ad, come buy his cards. The dude died. We got plenty of his cards. Come by and do that. So just sad. And the Angels went out and won the day after. And I don't know. I mean, I don't think they're going to be a great team anyway this year, but he definitely will miss, and it will probably affect them. Longer than just this season. So
sure,
thoughts are out with those guys, his family, his wife, his mom. So yes. Moving into a little more positive territory, the week that was last week's releases, Topps Living Week 68. We had 202. Rod Crew, Hall of Famer, first baseman of the Minnesota Twins. Sold almost 3,300 cards. Card 203, Michael Chavis, rookie third baseman of the Red Sox, sold almost 3,400. And superstar, World Series, three-time champion, card 204, Pablo the Panda Sandoval, third baseman for the San Francisco Giants, sold just over 2,500. Check out Topps Living Stat for a full breakdown of where these cards fall, respectively, in the set, by team, and by position. So I know you're a little sad about you picked up a Rod.
I did.
But you're a little sad that his numbers, we're going to look back. We talked before pre-show that Martin Prado and Kristen Stewart, both last week, with the support of a checklist, outsold Rod Crew by over 1,500.
Yeah,
almost
that's
1,500.
The Mike Trout effect. I mean, personally, with it being a twin, I could care less if they sold two, me and some other random person. Yeah, sure, it's kind of a shame that he couldn't outsell some of these other much more minor names, and I think even compared to some of the other living guys, his numbers are declined. But I got mine, so
yeah.
Hey,
yeah, no, I was on the edge of picking one up of his and just didn't. I ended up buying an extra.
That's a gorgeous looking card.
Chavez, yeah, and of course bought Pablo from the Giants set. Still missing my Joe Panic, but maybe I'll be able to find one someday.
Someday.
2019 Top Stadium Club came out last week. 2019 Upper Deck Goodwin Champions, 2019 Panini Donruss Elite Football, and 1819 Panini's Chronicles Basketball. We had a great review on Chronicles Basketball on About the Cards website. It was very simple. We also put one up for Stadium Club, and we're going to have one up for Elite Football soon. Hot off the presses, this week's new releases, week 69. Card 205, Hungju Ryu, pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers. 206, Austin Riley, the rookie outfielder for the Atlanta Braves. And card 207, Eduardo Escobar, third baseman for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
For the Twins? What? Sorry.
Yes, used to play for the Twins, right? He's doing pretty well with the backs, the D-backs. I'm excited. Austin Riley has been a big name. He's had a pretty good start to his career. So I'm going to pick one of those up. You have a Dodger. I mean, they're definitely dominating this set with players. I think, they are up to 11 now, tying the Yankees. And the Nationals and Phillies are right behind them at 10 cards each.
Yep.
Crazy the Nationals have 10 cards. And there's the review of Panini Chronicles basketball. So, so not a bad week. I think that Riley will carry them this week for sure. And the other two guys will fall probably sub 3,000. So we'll see.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah. Also this week, it's a light week due to the 4th of July is tomorrow. Excited about some fireworks today.
Hope
to have all my fingers when I get back.
Which, if you're hearing them in the background, sorry, but this is Texas. And the only thing they like to shoot off more than fireworks are guns. Yeah. So
usually at each other.
Well,
the 2019 Topps Complete Baseball Factory set gets released today. You can find it in a range from about $45 to about $60, depending on where you go. Because if you buy the base one, you can find that for a lower end price. If you go to like a Target, sometimes they'll have an extra pack in there on the top, or some kind of a mem, and those tend to be on the $60 side. It's the first two series 1 and 2, combined 700 cards. It includes 5 foil parallels, and I know that Vlad Guerrero is going to be in there. He's going to have another card, which will be numbered, supposedly. Target and Walmart, like I said, usually get some additional exclusive that sprinkle in other cards that you're only going to find in retail versions.
And I do believe that, unlike previous years where they include a stamp on it, or like ASG 2019, or a few years they've had limited edition stamped across the front, or they have a slightly different foil. This year I heard rumors that the factory set stamp is on the back by the numbers. So it's not straight across the front. So it's going to be harder to identify just looking at the front, but that's something to look out for.
Yeah. And I always like some of those exclusives that pop in there, and
sure.
So
and that's an easy quote unquote parallel set to pick up.
Very true.
And sell off the rest.
We also have another retail only release, 2019 Bowman Platinum. It was set to come out on 7-Eleven, free Slurpee Day, by the way. Forget. Which is next Thursday, but it's already hit some Walmarts and people are opening it. So there's 2 versions. There's a blaster box for $20, and you're going to get 4 packs, 4 cards per pack. And then there's the monster box, which is going to run you $80. It's 20 packs per box, 5 cards per pack, and you're guaranteed 2 autographs. It's the second year that this product's been in Walmart exclusive. It's a 100-card foil base set full of veterans and rookies. There are 4 rookie variations, short prints, and they're not that short printed from what I've heard. But Vlad Guerrero, Pete Alonso, Fernando Tatis, and Eloy Jimenez are the variations, and they're variations of base cards. Like Jimenez is for 47. Tatis was 23. Pete Alonso was 20, which are their jersey numbers. And I don't remember what number Vlad was the parallel for. And there's also 100 the 100 top prospects inserts in there, so you got a good chance of chasing down some awesome prospects, which Vlad Guerrero's in that set as well.
It's a fun set. I personally liked it better when it was a hobby. But I've certainly seen people rip and flip and had success in that. So,
yeah. I mean, you have the mega boxes at Target. You have Platinum at Walmart, and I'd much rather have that set around than to have it just die off. So if they have to go retail with it, then
and I think they went 1 year without.
It was 16, I think. 15 and 16 maybe.
Something like that.
Because it came back in 17. I know that last year, or no, 18. It was 17 it missed. And I'm so old now, all the years blend together.
Who knows? Let's go to Trading Card DB.
Also, another interesting release, non-US release, 2019 Topps London Series, released in June. The cards are designed in the flagship design of 2019 baseball, Topps Baseball. The most notable difference is there is a London Series logo on the front of the card. The box set is exclusive to the UK and highlights top players from both teams. There was no checklist yet, but according to Topps UK website, it comes with 21 cards. Both Boston and New York have 9 players each, so that's 18, and then there's 3 info cards. There are no inserts or chase elements to the set. The London Series the London Series boxes are available online from Topps as well as in select European stores. These cards are different from the print-on-demand 2019 Topps Now team commemorative sets for that series.
So I'm looking at Trading Card DB, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, skip 15, 16 through 19.
Okay. So, yeah, these London series, I mean, if you're a Yankees or Red Sox collector, I mean, God, they scored like, 50 runs in 2 games?
Right.
Yeah, so crazy. But, you have to check those out online. I've seen them on eBay, people selling the singles already for a couple bucks. So it might cost you, I don't know, $10.
I think next year the Cardinals and the Cubs are playing.
Yep. I know.
Heavily rumored to be playing, whether it's confirmed or not.
See, they did the one football game in London, and I was okay with that. Now there's like 6. It's like, guys, man, it's ugh.
Well, and I know they've played outside of the U.S. before in, was it Puerto Rico? And I think they've played a game in Mexico and actually Canada because, well, nah. Yeah. But, and then I think even there's a couple games in Japan. So
this year.
Baseball's trying to expand. So give them credit for that. But
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. It changes because the baseball diamonds and stuff, it changes where you're playing in the dimensions, and I'm not sure.
But more so than any of
fogey
the
in me.
sports, with hockey, it's the same rink size. With football, it's the same rink size. Whereas baseball, you have different dimensions and playing fields and the quirks of the individual field.
Mm-hmm.
So, of the sports, I could see
like playing on the moon.
Acceptable.
Yeah. We also had 18-19 Upper Deck Clear Cut Hockey. It dropped today, $70 a box, 1 pack per box, 1 card per pack. It's autographed. So it is basically the base series has been upgraded with both acetate and autographs. They're on-card autos. They had some old designs. I think there was like a 91.
Ooh, nice.
They did a 91 insert autograph set. They did the 90s Hockey Heroes, which was cool. Gretzky on the Rangers there, but here the Patrick Waugh Canadians, the 90, with the old school Upper Deck logo and
92,
yeah. So it's a sharp card.
Very nice looking.
Yeah, and so this just gives you a fancy version of the base set, which is very popular. It's just like Topps flagship. With the hockey,
or what they said, Topps clearly authentic.
Yeah, that's what this is. Topps clearly authentic. You know that product from baseball. No, I was impressed. If you want to, maybe if you're not the one buying the boxes and breaking them, but on the secondary market, chasing down your guy might be worth it because you might get them for less than $70, and then you're getting your guy. So lots of good rookies. We're gonna talk more hockeys this upcoming season because there's so many young players coming in and refreshing the league. I think we need to bring those up because I have a feeling that there's a good opportunity for people to get more involved in that, and I think there's going to start to be a real big boom with these kids coming in, especially the first pick this year, right? Steph to the Devils was an American kid, right?
Jack, so, yeah.
Jack, I don't know, Jack Evans. I don't remember what his name was.
And let's see if you can get it.
It's Jack, right?
I do think so. Yeah.
How do you not know? You're our hockey expert.
Maybe I'm trying to lead you astray.
Yeah. Jack Hughes.
Yes.
He's like 12. He looks like he's about 12 years old. All right. Now what's brewing? Next week's releases. We're excited to hear 2019 Topps Archive Signature Series Baseball. Comes out. 2019.
Honestly, thought it was released already.
No. 2019 Topps Diamond Icons, 2019 Panini Gold Standard Football, and 1819 Upper Deck Ultimate Collection, which was supposed to come out a couple weeks ago, so we talked about that. We will bring that back.
As James pointed out, there's no redemptions in Clear Cut.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We're going to talk about redemptions here in Infield Chat, our Hobby Talk section. just in a moment here. They'll kind of torque me. So today, I don't know, you sent this over and I ended up playing it. The Google Doodle of the day. So, if you go to Google's homepage, and they always have like a different thing up there every day above their search bar. Today, it's this little baseball thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, what the hell is it, Steph? So then I click it, and it is a full-on baseball game.
Pretty much. You got, I think of it like the video game version of the home run derbies.
Yeah.
You get like 10 at-bats or 10 strikeouts. Like that.
Yeah, so you just took a strike. Come on now, Steph, hit a home run. Now, I hit like a 900-foot home run. I thought that was pretty impressive. And Steph told me he hit like a 1,200-foot home run.
I think I had like 980. But and now it's kind of cool, especially with the holidays. And,
yeah.
I mean, the only thing it's really missing is American apple pie. And
well, I hit a grand slam, and the fireworks in the background made the American flag.
Nice.
Now, it was to Colin Kaepernick. It was the acceptable American flag. Yes. Yeah. Bo from A Million Cubs said that he spent way too much time playing that game today. So, I did too. It was there we go. Yeah, there's the American flag. It's a lot of fun. So check it out if you haven't. It's a good little few minutes to kind of break up the day.
Sure. And post your high scores.
I think the most runs I scored were 11. But I think Steph hit like 31 or something pre-show.
34 pre-show.
34. Yeah. The Washington Nationals are going back in time.
They are.
They're going back to the 70s and 80s. Montreal Expos uniforms this weekend, and I am pumped.
And not back to the Washington Senators unis.
No. And so it's awesome. And I know that Cracknell, our buddy over at Ryan Cracknell from Beckett, the great Canadian, I know that he is probably salivating. Here goes Scherzer just rocking.
Do you
I have that hat.
I'm smelling short prints.
Yeah. Yep. That is such a... Man, those were such awesome unis. Yeah. So it's going to be exciting. Plus, Scherzer's just a bad... Dude, how badass is that guy? I think we've underestimated him in the hobby. And
Sure.
He is a heck of a player. So, talking about redemptions, at J Narbles on Twitter tweeted out earlier today, what a kick in the groin from at Tops Redemption and customer service this is. Angry face. Waited 8+ months to find out the Yachty auto out of 10 would not be available. Asked for something similar, hitter, future Hall of Famer-ish caliber player. Was told no. This is what they sent instead. Really? They sent him a 2018 Bowman Draft Chrome Auto of the number 1 pick in the 18 draft, Casey Mize. Now, did he really lose?
Probably not in the grand scheme of things.
I don't think so, because someone did the research for him, and a Yachty auto around that, and it was from Tech.
Yep, High Tech.
Yeah, and so High Tech out of 10, and those could sell around $70 or $80. This Mize auto right now is selling for the neighborhood of around 100 or so. So it's like, go sell this one and go buy a Yachty that you want.
So face value, looking at them, yeah, sure. One's numbered to 10 and one's just the base auto. However, you can't just compare that. You have to compare product to player to parallel to which, yeah, I mean, like you're saying, one outsells the other, and it's not the one you think it would be.
Yeah. He put up a post that ran for I think 2 days or a day and 24 hours. It had 317 votes. Fair replacement, not fair replacement. What the F tops? 38% said fair replacement. Yeah. Okay. 37% had not fair or what the F tops, and then not fair replacement 25%. Obviously, I see how you voted. I voted
they had misclicked. I was supposed to click WTF.
I clicked fair replacement. Because if I got something like that, hey, listen, yeah, it's not my team, it's not the player, but guess what? It's a really hot prospect that's been doing really well. He's hot. Flip it right now and go get some Yachty card that you want. And the long term, Yachty. I mean, I know for Cardinals fans, it's like me saying Salvador Perez, right? Salvador Perez is a great player, but his cards aren't super valuable, even though he's on a Hall of Fame style track like Yachty. He's one of the best catchers of his generation. But
Top
at the
three
same,
of the 2000s easily.
Yeah, but at the same time, you look and you're like, I mean, even Buster Posey doesn't sell all that great.
Right.
And the man's won 3 World Series, a Rookie of the Year, an MVP, a batting title. Like, his resume is pretty awesome.
Yeah, but he's second to Mauer in the 2000s.
Soon I'm going to be doing this show alone, guys.
2010s? I mean, yeah, I'll give you. But
yeah, well, he didn't come up till 2010.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but
I'll give you the first part. I'll give you the first 10 years of the decade. Yeah, from 2000 to 2009, Mauer was probably one of the best. But see, what happened to Mauer is what's happening to Posey. Yeah. All of a sudden, like, the stats just aren't there, and now it'll be the question,
or concussion, or
just different things. So, I mean, I think this is just sour grapes. So
since we brought him up, not too long ago when I was in Minnesota, for reasons, we stopped at one of the sports hobby shops up there that we've been to once or twice. And I picked up a minor league set because I knew Mauer was in it, and naturally they were selling it. But when I opened it, I didn't realize there was a Yadier Molina in it as well. So for like $2, there's 2 of the best catchers since 2000 easily.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's sick. That's cool.
But I would prefer the auto 10 times over 1.
Yeah. That's neat. I like picking up things like that, and then you're like, oh, God, that guy was in there?
Right.
That's sweet. Panini filed a lawsuit this week.
They did.
Yeah, at Paul Esco tweeted this out. Last week, Panini filed a trademark infringement lawsuit against Collectors Vault with a K. Complaint alleges Collectors Vault uses Panini's rated rookie mark to sell cards on eBay, and that's a no-no. So they sold these cards that were a 2019 Topps design with the rated rookie logo on them. And here's Yordan Alvarez for the Astros, and then they have a pitcher for the Marlins, Jordan Yamamoto, and then some random Patrick Mahomes card and a Texas Tech uniform.
Yeah,
and surprising that people went after them for using, and I'm surprised Topps didn't come after them for using their design. Actually, this is the 2018 design,
right?
Not 19.
And maybe it hasn't been brought to their attention yet, but
yeah.
I would definitely, I would definitely be surprised if the person who's being sued still lists these after, TikTok.
Yeah.
Next
but
week.
How dumb, like, on this Collector's Vault to sell these cards. First of all, who would want some mismatched homemade card like that?
Right. I mean, it's kind of sketchy as is to if you're going to make a personal card or a personal set, something similar. But to try to sell them on eBay, you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know I brought it up before, but Nintendo is very litigious as far as people hosting their games that are backed up or editing them and putting them out there for difficulty or, fan translations or anything else like that. And I know that their sole reasoning behind that is you have to protect the trademarks and copyrights.
Yeah.
So if they don't, then someone else can say, well, you didn't defend it here, so it's obviously fair use.
Yeah.
So obviously I should be able to use it. Well, no, Rated Rookie is obviously Panini's trademark.
And
only they have used it. And since what, 82? 81? Did they have it the first year?
Yes. No.
Oh, no. It's Diamond Kings they had in 82. Yeah, so Rated Rookies were...
I don't think those came around until 83 or 4. Now we're going to look because we got to know. Now it's going to hurt my brain.
Of course.
Bean says Panini's trying to make money any way it can. But yeah, I'm usually first to raise my hand on that. But at the same time, like what Steph said, they need to protect that because that is part of their identity. It's like, their brand. What's weird too is I love New Era hats. Right here, New Era sponsorship. And I bought a blank New Era hat to put my fantasy team name and logo on. And when I bought it at Lids, and they said, we can add graphics or do whatever to your hat, except for on the 2 front panels, because they reserve this right as like advertising space, and people, there's so much, and so I'm like, okay, so I took it to somebody else that embroidered it for me. But they would not embroider the front. They would do all the sides of the hat, but just not the front. So
84, by the way.
84. Okay. New Era does not suck. It's the best hat.
In consecutive order from 27 onwards, some of the major names: Joel Skinner, Tony Fernandez, Kevin McReynolds,
84.
Tim Tuffle, 84. Yep.
Tim Tuffle.
Greg Gagne. Totally butchered that.
How did you
butchered it?
Oh, Mr.
Joe
Twin.
Carter. Joe Cotta. Sid Fernandez.
How did you put Greg Gagne? He was your shortstop until he became a Royals legend.
Because I got the Twins game on in the corner, and they actually just kind of mentioned him.
Bean, man, why do you hate him with 1,000? Hate them with the fury of 100 suns. It's crazy. I love.
They don't make a hat big enough for my head.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wear snapbacks, and I wear 7 5/8, so it's not Bruce Bochy's 8, but it's close. Almost all my hats are New Era. Yeah, I'm a New Era only guy. I won't buy anything else. So one of our a guy we had on the collector spotlight, Biggs at Biggs Daddy Cool, posted a little snippet and said he noticed the PSA is actually removing cards from their pop report.
Sketchy cards, yep.
Yeah, sketchy cards. So it was interesting. From a Net 54 forum post, apparently PSA has already removed the PSA 10 mutual from the pop report. Apparently they are taking actions on the card certain numbers of these altered cards. They haven't publicly came out and said anything. But at the same time, if that's happening, that's good. They're going back and pulling these down. So if you go and look at a card that you might have and it's not listed in the registry, then that's going to question the authenticity of if that card was involved. And God, you sent a link and it had.
I got it right here.
Steph, I mean, no, I know that, but that one link that had it was a blowout forum post. It was like 70 or 100 something cards. And we're talking like, when you look back and it says
page, you got Ty Cobb, Polar Bear,
some random
50-51 Bowman, Norm Brown Brocklin. I mean,
you see 48 Leaf is a common, 51 Bowman. Like there's 40 play ball. There's a ton of 48 Leaf.
Sport Kings.
65 Tops Banks.
Ted Williams, Whitey Ford, Duke Snyder, DiMaggio, Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, 55, 56 Tops, Pee Wee Reese, Ernie Banks, 57 Mantle. Yeah. I mean, guys, this is it's crazy.
Roberto Clemente or Mickey
Bob
Mantle.
Clemente. 84 Tops Elway rookie. And those in the Gem Mint 10 are super hard to find because that year they were all printed with a little bit of all a little crooked.
Now, so maybe I'm not doing my math here, but I seem to notice a recurring trend.
Almost everyone's listed as a PWCC auction.
Huh.
Yeah, this is from Peter_Spaeth on the Blowout forums.
Yep.
Look, that 9. It says 911 T206 Piedmont 350s.
Walter
I mean,
Johnson,
there's like 8 of those cards on there.
John McGraw.
If any of this is true, and if this is not the background sound of the National this year, the roar of people talking. And if these guys show up and show their faces, it's going to be very
interesting to see what PSA says, and it'll be interesting to see if PWCC shows up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, these mutuals. It was what year was the mutual? I didn't see that.
It was the rookie year, so it's what 48, 49?
Yeah.
49?
One of those two. My 48 popped in my head, but you look at
Stand Mutual number 196 is a 52 Bowman.
Okay, so a 52 Bowman, and you look. I mean, there's 243 sixes, 188 sevens. Yeah, that's going to be
That ain't going to be a 10, but well, no, depends on who you send it to.
Oh yeah, we can clean up this edge over here. I can restructure this over here. I can clean it.
Right. Preserve it.
Yes, preserve. Oh, I know why Bean doesn't like New Era. Yeah, I think I know why.
What's that?
Yeah. I believe he worked retail hat sales at one point, and then that could probably be why. And I totally understand that. I want to talk about some fun stuff.
You want to talk?
I do. I'm having fun tonight. We're going kind of quick, and without Ben here to me to banter back and forth with it, Steph and I are just so easygoing. And Ben and I, we like to have arguments, or we always kind of are on the different side of the track, and
see a different point of view, to have which I love, with a slightly different opinion.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a boring show.
Well, and we had a little conversation in the DMs about this next topic tonight in a movie that I left off. So, I wanted to talk about best movies, baseball movies of all time. As we hit the 30th anniversary, 30 years ago, Major League was released. Yep. And that was rated R. It's one of those when it's on, I can watch it if I have nothing else going on. And even if I'm doing like the laundry or cooking or doing something around the house, but have the TV on, I can listen to it and watch that movie and enjoy it because it's funny. It's when Roger Dorn brings out his contract and the manager takes a leak on it, like.
Right. It's a very quotable movie. I mean, even now, I still say just a bit outside.
It really made Bob Uecker famous to another generation that didn't see
let alone his rookie card.
Yeah. To another generation that didn't see his beer commercials. So I have a list. I think I have 15 movies here. And I want to go through, and I know which one's going to be your favorite because you're biased. But
we'll know.
I know.
No, you don't.
I do. So I have Bull Durham.
It's not the one you think.
And this is in just no random order. I was just typing movies. So
number one will shock you.
Bull Durham, Major League, A League of Their Own, Field of Dreams, Sandlot, Little Big League, Rookie of the Year, The Natural, Pride of the Yankees, 42, Moneyball, Bad News Bears, 61, 8 Men Out, Mr. Baseball. Ben got mad because I left off the damn Yankees. And also, he got mad that I left off Bang the Drum Slowly.
So, here's where you're wrong.
What?
What's your pick for number one?
Sandlot.
Wrong.
No, because we were all 90% of us were the Sandlot kids at one point in time.
Sure. It's a good movie for kids. No denying that, but it's not a good movie.
It's a great movie. Takes you back to your childhood. They have the baseball card. Babe Ruth comes back and grabs the Hank Aaron and says, I don't got a feeling about this kid.
No, it is a good movie. It's one that I definitely enjoyed when I was a kid.
The one I hate the most on this list is The Natural. It's so
I like some of the elements of it, but yeah, I can agree. And I'm going to get some hate for this, but Bull Durham's near the bottom of my list as well.
Well, that's because it turns into a rom-com about halfway through.
Right. Same with like Trouble with the Curve, or what was that?
How about the one where the Red Sox won the World Series?
Well, no,
Jimmy
the one
Fallon,
with Costner as a Detroit pitcher.
Oh yeah, I have. That's The Love of the Game.
Thank you. That's an okay one, but it's kind of missing on the baseball element. And
Clear the Mechanism.
Exactly.
I do like how the Yankees had all the stars on that, though.
Well, of course they did.
Yeah.
No, to address some rumors that this is going to be my choice. No, I love Little Big League, especially as a kid. I loved seeing Griffey in there, even though he destroys this, or is it Frank Thomas, or both? Either way, good movie.
You wanted to be Billy.
I did. It'd be nice, especially with my grandfather. Great bit of trivia in there. Who's the all-time home run king?
Barry Bonds.
No. As he points out in the movie, it's Sadahiro O.
Oh.
Because I didn't say Major League home run king. No, my pick is Field of Dreams. It's a touching movie. It hits on baseball, and there's a lot of history in it.
Yep. The thing is, though, is that it's after you see it a few times, it's kind of like, okay.
Well, sure, but it's like Shawshank Redemption. It's still a great movie, and I'll watch it anytime it comes on.
61 is another really good movie, by the way. The HBO movie they made, and those guys looked, and you get a feel about what the stress that Maris went through.
Yep.
42 is a good movie.
It's okay.
Parts of it made you uncomfortable, which was what it was supposed to do.
Right.
Mark, our buddy Mark in the chat said he said that his favorite, where did it go? Was Fear Strikes Out. Another one I have not seen the whole thing of. Fever Pitch. There we go. That was the one I was thinking with Jimmy Fallon as a total love movie. But of course, it's Red Sox fans.
Oh, what about
A League of Their Own is really good too, because I didn't know I saw that when it came out, but I didn't know that there was a women's league, and it got me. And I was really into the history of baseball at that point in time. That's right about the time that Ken Burns documentary was out,
which really should be our top pick, but.
Yeah, but that's just that's in a different.
That's a series.
Right? Oh yeah, and that thing is amazing. I've seen that thing so many times, and Mr. Baseball's close to my heart because my buddy growing up, his dad is in the movie, and his dad and uncle were kind of inspirations for, the Tom Cruise friend, the other American that was on the team. They were Leon and Leron Lee. Actually, Derek Lee's dad and uncle were the inspiration for that character in the movie. Nice. So, and he's actually in the movie with the scene with Tom Selleck and stuff, and so Leon Leon was a big part of that. So that's kind of like, to me, it was one of my favorites.
So what about the opposite? What's your worst baseball movie
of all time?
Sure.
Angels in the Outfield.
Touchy this week.
I understand, but yeah, Al. Remember he was wearing the umpire, and it just was
right.
Yeah,
definitely hokey. I'm trying to think of.
Even that wasn't great either. It was a good story. It's a good story, but I don't think the movie was that great.
Right. Oh, what's his name? Dude who was married to Buffy, I think.
Oh, you're talking about Summer Catch. With
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yep, where he's you
horrible,
play in the
horrible movie.
Well, you learn about the Cape Cod League.
That's a nice idea. It's just executed poorly.
And Rob, after Sandlot 1, there is no Sandlots. It stopped at 1. There was one Sandlot movie. There was not a second or a third or whatever. It's like Cinderella 1. Like after, yeah.
And no, James Earl Jones is not in every baseball movie. That's Kevin.
But he's
Costner.
In some of the best baseball movies.
That's Kevin Costner.
Hold on, though. He was in Sandlot, and he was also in Field of the Dreams.
Right.
So let's be honest. Like he's in
a lot of really good movies, whether it's just by voice or otherwise.
Yeah, God, I could listen to him talk. Yeah.
Him and who's the other guy? Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
I could listen to both of them talk. And, that probably has something to do with why Field of Dreams and Shawshank Redemption are my top 2 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that Tim Robbins didn't carry that movie, but...
Tim Robbins also in Bull Durham.
Exactly.
Nuke Lelouch.
So, it's an interesting topic.
Yeah. Rookie of the Year was kind of...
another day for, like, hockey and Miracle, by the way. And football.
Wait. Over Slapshot?
Slapshot is great, but Miracle has my hometown in text, in writing, on the movie.
Whatever.
During the plane scene when it breaks down.
Factually
inaccurate, by the way.
Rookie of the Year was a little hokey too.
It is, sure. I'm sure Ivan loved it.
Oh, I'm sure. Ivan would be the pitching coach, right?
I think so.
He'd be Daniel Stern. Oh, Mighty Ducks. Yeah, Mighty Ducks was
great.
Mighty
movie.
Ducks. It spawned an NHL team.
Well, that's Disney, but no, it's definitely up there. Maybe even 2. D2 is all right, but I wish it had stayed in Minnesota. D3 we don't talk about.
Yeah, that was great
series. I'm actually trying to convince a friend of ours here in Dallas that his son really needs to watch the movies because, one, they're great, and they're Disney, so it's not like there's any controversial topics or anything. But, he keeps denying me. I'm like, dude, you didn't deserve the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, they did. They worked hard for them.
Yeah,
all
they
that oil
bought
money.
Out someone.
Yeah. Hey, if your team's not supporting you.
What about Mr. 3000?
Oh, that's
with Birdie back.
that's pretty bad.
It is.
Brewster's Million. Yes, that is a baseball movie.
It does. If Die Hard is a Christmas movie,
yeah, Die Hard's a Christmas movie, hands down. Brewster's Million. That's a good one, Rob. It's my buddy Robert.
Nice touch.
Yeah. He's hanging out this night. So yeah, no, some really good movies. I just thought it was interesting. I can't believe Major League is 30 years old. It's crazy. They had cards a couple years ago, right? They redid the '89 set.
I believe so.
Major League, and it was in archives. So that was fun.
Yep.
Yeah. We're gonna do a hobby history now. We tried to have a special guest on to talk about this, but we couldn't get linked up today. But not a problem. We're gonna dive into it here.
You want me to start?
Yeah, no.
Back history.
Yeah, so we're gonna hop in. We're gonna talk about Pinnacle. So we talked a little bit about Score previously about 2 weeks ago, and they're part of the Pinnacle brand. But we're gonna talk about Pinnacle overall. So take away, Steph.
Sure. So initially, the earliest tracings for Pinnacle, there was a company in Grand Prairie here, in my backyard. Well, not literally, but you know what I mean. That produced the Kellogg's cards. It was initially through MLBPA, but they branched out into Kellogg's in the early 70s. That Optographics. It specialized in producing the lenticular printing cards, so like the 3D effect that the Kellogg's cards had for I want to say 70 through 84, 85, and then they came back in 91 for a year or two. But they branched out and issued in 86 Sportflix, which became its own thing and had the same similar concept. That if you held it at just the right angle, you might have the player batting, or you might have 3 people on the same thing, just depending on what angle you're holding at. That which player you'd see, or the stats. Kind of cool, really nice. Or the team logos. 2 years later, they changed their name and released the 1988 Score set. I think that may have got bought out as part of that process. A couple years of Score, one of my first factory sets that they opened, 1990 Score was released. They still kept the technology, with Score being produced in my backyard, Donruss being produced in Grand Prairie as well, and now obviously Panini just up the road by the highway, the airport rather. So a couple years of up and down, they released Pinnacle in 1991. First premium quality set, kind of a counter to 1989 Upper Deck, 1990 Upper Deck. Topps released Stadium Club that year, so everyone was kind of in a rush to use this newfangled, just not cardboard, but cards-based premiums that they would try to release. In 1993, they branched out and released another major set with Select, wherein it was even a little bit more premium than that. They'd have parallels where half of it would be gold and half of it would be silver. So that would be the mirror gold version or red or whatnot. In 1996, Pinnacle /Scores acquired by their former competitor Donruss. In 1997, Pinnacle randomly inserted Pinnacle set and other sets with the original printing plates, the first time that had been done, signed by the CEO at the time, with 8 plates per card, front and back. And I think they had a competition where if you got all 8 of one, they would you'd send them back to the company and they would return them with some ultra premium version of that. Kind of a cool concept. Now we have printing plates that nobody cares about. And 1998 plates were not signed. However, they experimented with the way cards were packaged. You'd see them Pinnacle inside or in tin containers or childproof blister packs for several brands. And then I'll let you describe Pinnacle's downfall.
Thanks. Where it went wrong. So, citing low profits, Pinnacle, the whole Pinnacle brands went out of business in September of 98, and its brand names and trademarks were sold off to Playoff, which then became Donruss Playoff. Donruss Playoff no longer used the Pinnacle brand name, but continued to use Score name on some low-end football and hockey sets, for the most part for retail products. And so it's funny though, earlier that year, Jerry Meyer was named Beckett Media's Sports Card Executive of the Year. Due to Pinnacle filing for bankruptcy less than a year later, it was the only time that award was ever given out.
Something that Rich pointed out and was added to the show notes.
Yes. So, which is really funny. So, no, it was a lack of sales, and it just comes after the gluttony of the 90s, and this was at the end, and you saw a lot of consolidation, but not a lot of interest in the hobby, and so it just kind of went away. And I know that there were some. There's an interview with Tanner Jones on the Beckett podcast about a year ago, where he talks about some Pinnacle inserts that floated around local shows that were cards that never made it out, but were now out
every now and then here.
Yeah. And there were some funky Conseco's he was looking for, and they had some amazing cards in the late 90s. And it's just really sad what happened to them. The brand actually now belongs to Panini currently, and they don't really use the Pinnacle stuff, but they are using Donruss and Playoff names and logos and Score as well. But it's just sad. It's one of those that that's kind of gone away. And I want to talk about some of our favorite sets now. Since Ben's not here, his top 3 sets, 95 baseball, 92 baseball, and 97 baseball. Mine were like 93 baseball, the 92 select. When those came out, they had that green border. Or was it 93? I'm sorry, 93 select with the green border. And then the 92 baseball, they had that black border. And they didn't chip really that bad back then. And they were a fun card set. And the reason being also that Team 2000 insert. Right. They had tons of inserts in that made, as a kid, you could have more, I guess, more cards of the players you liked. I was a big Juan Gonzalez collector at the time. I really liked Juan Gon, and he had some really cool cards. Plus, you had draft pick cards in there. I want to say that Manny Ramirez had like a number 1 draft pick card in there.
Yep.
And yeah, they just
93, 94, somewhere in there.
No, it was 92.
92.
They had, yeah. Let me see. Yeah. Let me pull it up here, and just so you guys can get an idea of what it looks like.
While he's pulling that up, my 3 favorites. I liked Pinnacle Totally Certified, 1997. I think every card was numbered on the back, either out of like 87.99 or 39.99, 1999.
Yeah.
It's a nice chase set. Let's see.
Here, I'm going to send this link to you because there we go.
Sure.
When I was talking, there we go. It was flashing. I don't want to give everybody a seizure again. So that's what that 92 Pinnacle. Look how young he was there. And just that black border of the card and just that white little frame, was real appealing to a youngster.
Sure.
Nolan Ryan was in the set. Of course, Brett. But yeah, it was a good looking set. The Team 2000s. They also had those Team Pinnacle cards. It was like a sketch looking card.
So the other two on my list, one isn't a base set. Sorry. If you're looking for a replacement, go with the initial, just because, hey, it is the initial issue run. Here's the totally certified that I was talking about. So on the back, it has the peel front like Topps Finest tried a few years, and the backs would have some obscure, huge out of 87.99 numbering. The second one I think is 95 Pinnacle, where it has the rippled edge of a baseball on the edge here, with the team logo, and I guess this is the artist proof edition, so poor image, but go with it. This is also the year that they had the museum collection where that have the Dufex printing, something we definitely should mention with Pinnacle and Score. They try it as a slightly altered foil board, but it had like starburst outwards. Really cool looking design. And then Pinnacle 96 Skylines. So to have the players, so for Calrick in Baltimore, their skyline of the city in the background, and then him superimposed in this kind of acetate, so you can kind of see through it. Really gorgeous insert if you haven't seen them.
Yeah, and I mean that's what and you look back now, and these are some of the most
premium.
These Pinnacle cards in an era of the junk wax. These Pinnacle insert cards are now like some of the most collectible and most coveted by collectors, because the company was dying, and it was harder to find that product, and not a lot of people were chasing it at the time, and now they're going back and going, man, we screwed up there.
So you got like the hills in San Francisco. You got the.
So you show the bonds there, and Dub said, talking about going back to movies, The Fan, and The Fan was a good baseball movie, and also too it had like this Wesley Snipes character basically was Barry Bonds, the big free agent, so.
Greg Maddux there with Atlanta in the background, the Peach City. Wade Boggs with the Yankees and the Twin Towers. Skylots. It's a gorgeous set. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But that brings us into not the Twins game. Twins just tied it. Sorry, Oakland. Sorry, Ben.
They're playing. Yeah, I was really hoping that Ben would be on so you guys could battle back and forth about the game tonight.
Right.
No, I wanted to have a little national talk. So,
Sure.
This is funny. Is like I'd planned to go in like 2 years. That was the whole plan. And my wife called me today and was like, "Hey, listen, why don't you go this year? I'll buy your plane ticket and get you out there so you can go this year." And because we had to cancel our trip because we're having a little baby girl, and she's going to be here. It was for my birthday, and she's going to be here. She's due a few weeks after my birthday, so we had to cancel the plans and our travel that we were planning on doing. And she felt bad, and I don't care. But it's going to be the 40th, and she's like, I'm going to send you. And then, you figure out the rest. And so I'm working on that part, but I'm going to be in town in Wednesday night and leaving late Saturday. So I'm going to get to enjoy it. It's my first. I'm excited. I heard Chicago is the place to be. If it's not, Cleveland and Chicago are two of the good ones, and Chicago is the one you want to be. So I'm very excited because I will actually get to meet Steph for the first time ever in person.
In person.
Yes. And also Mrs. Steph.
Angela. Hey, Angela, we'll be there.
Yeah. Hey, Angela. What you need is a shirt that just says, "Hey, Angela." I'm very excited too because I'm gonna get to run into a bunch of folks. Like 1 Million Cubs has reached out and said he wants to say hey. Korean Cardboard is excited.
Unfortunately, Cracknell won't make it this year.
Yep. I was sad, but you know what? I understand his family time, and that's super important. I know all of us. Our thoughts are with Ryan and his family. As his sister battles a terrible disease, and get to spend time with family. That's all it's all about. But I'm very excited. So Steph, as a newbie, as a first timer coming in, we're going to cover the National and all the good stuff happening at the National in 2 weeks. Like who's going to be there, like signers, and make sure everybody's kind of confirmed and what their schedule looks like. And we're going to spend a lot of time there. But what is a newbie? How should I approach it? And so earlier Cardboard Icons told me, he's like, dude, take it in. He goes, don't spend time in with your Twitter people, like, texting or, getting photos and videos out there. Enjoy it. Suck it all in. And definitely we're going to do some on-spot interviews. Trust me, there's going to be plenty of time for that.
We're going to have an entourage just following us.
Yeah. And, but I want to know as a newbie, like how should I prepare? Do I need to bring like supplies? Do I need to bring those, or what should I bring to bring stuff back? What should I expect when I get into the show? And how do I kind of prioritize my spot when I walk into the Disneyland of baseball cards?
And football and hockey.
Of sports cards. Of trading cards.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'd like to address Biggs's point that, it is a sports cards collectors convention, but you will also find non-sports. So it's the collectors convention. They're Biggs daddy. But argument in another DM. Buy a great pair of new shoes with sole inserts. It's understated how much you'll be walking around the show floor on hard concrete. Definitely go through and walk through the different vendors and the different booths and see what all's available. And, like he was saying, don't necessarily tie yourself down to meeting these people, that people. And I'm not saying don't do that. Definitely do. But if you spend all your time doing that, you won't see any of the show floor. You want to go by Topps Q&A, which I hope you attend.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. I want to be there.
As well as, going through and saying, hey, you work at Panini. It's nice to put a name to a face. Hi, Tracy. How's it going? We talked to you. This year, I kind of want to break a box of Diamond Kings with him. Go to PSA and maybe ask a couple questions quietly off camera, of course, because that seems to be how they do everything.
I've lost both my eyes. Can I come grade for you?
Right.
No, but Beckett's taking submissions over.
And James brings up a good point. Bring up a notepad and keep track of prices at different booths. That way you're not necessarily paying $20 for one card versus where it's available for 10 at another.
Good to know.
And, don't just sit at one booth that has dime cards all day long, unless that's what you want to do, if you're planning to go see all of the different booths. And there's definitely a few booths that are mostly more museum-based, and, hey, if they make a sale, they make a sale. But I saw someone 2 shows back that had a box of Allen and Ginter from 1880s. Now, all the boxes are gone, all the packs and everything are gone. But it was the original, essentially, milk crate that had the Allen and Ginter stamping on it. Gorgeous. Yeah. Dude definitely didn't intend to sell it.
So basically, kind of what I'm looking for is, because really, like lately, like collecting a lot of stuff that I would want to add to my collection, I can get readily online, right?
Sure.
And so to me, it's one, it's for the experience to say I went. 2, it's to meet a bunch of you guys that I've never met in person before and give you a high five and shake your hand, give you a bro hug, whatever you want to do. Go have a meal or a drink together, whatever it is. That's what I want to do, and then just kind of experience what it is. Just take it all in, and if I pick up some products, there, that's always fun. Like some old fun wax to bust, stuff I haven't seen in a long time, or pick up some Bretts, some Royals or Giants cards. Because I know you're going to find, pick some stuff up. So I know you're going to find great deals, and that's what it is. And I'm not, I'm going to bring money, but I'm not expecting to, to go crush it and do a bunch of stuff. But
and one of my the first impressions, you'll be able to see plenty of things that you've never seen before, and there'll be plenty of things that you want to spend money on. So you're gonna have to kind of prioritize. Like this year, I think I'm going, like I said, to bust a box with Tracy of Diamond Kings, but I'm only going to pick up 3 cards.
Yeah.
Now, if I pick up a few others here or there, yeah, sure. But I'm going for a 66 and 2 67s, and I'm done.
Yeah, that's awesome. But when you walk out of there, you're going to feel so awesome.
Well, sure.
But
I'm going for the event this year rather than cards.
Yeah. And see, I'm going to kind of go for both. I just want the experience and to suck it all in. And, James said, bring Tylenol. You don't want to spend $10 with for it. So
no, you don't.
I heard some bottled water.
Sneak in some water and Diet Coke and maybe some Crown. Wait, no, that's what I do. Sorry. But no, I mean, it's the experience. There was one booth that we stopped at that he had razor sharp 1962 tops, and he had them for like $1, $2, $3, $4 each. Definitely picked them up. And I go, I mean, dude, these are like razor sharp. How do you keep them so sharp? He goes, no, I just opened those packs of 62 tops.
Yeah. No, I remember seeing my favorite, some of the videos that Chris Olds did, where he went around and a guy busted was a 67 tops with looking for the Rose Rookie.
Yeah.
And
63.
63. And didn't get it, but just to see him open that pack and just gentle it was, and God,
well, I know, I think 2 or 3 years back, Ivan broke on the main stage a pack of 55 Bowman and ate the gum.
Oh.
How often do you get to see someone open 55 Bowman?
Yeah. Or last year, Vintage Breaks busted out and pulled that Mantle TV.
55 Bowman.
Yeah. And, I want to go up and say hi to Ivan and meet him in person, even though he lives just in L.A., right? I'm probably going to finally get to meet the Mojo guys, even though they're just a few hours down the road. But, hey, if I have to go there to do so, then even better. And it's an opportunity for – I was excited because it was like everything just fell into place. My sister could help out with the kid. And my wife's like, go. And if she says go, then it's like, okay, there's not going to be another time. So,
sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. And
no, Ivan ate the gum. No, I mean, I know you and Ben were talking about wanting to go in 2021, and I hope you both get to go as well that year.
That's the Plow the Beaver Tour 2021.
Indeed.
And that's all the NorCal guys getting together in a van and heading out to Chicago, and I am still down for that.
It really should be a Mustang, but that's me.
Well, I don't think, because to be honest, I don't think the guys I'm planning on going could all fit in the Mustang.
No, there's absolutely no space in the back. It gets great gas mileage, but it can apparently plow a beaver pretty easily. But
so I still want to do Plow the Beaver Tour 2021. But this is just one where financially it's like, this is a good time. Work-wise, not a problem to get off. And, I can leave my normal life and be there. So the one thing is, I think that Wednesday, the 31st, we will probably not have a show that day.
We might surprise you that week.
But we might, have a little surprise pop-up show. So,
or 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah, so there might be some live on locations going on, some other content we're going to bring to you, and I'm just excited. So if you're going to be out there, let me know. I want to meet and greet all of you guys and gals, definitely. The ladies in the hobby for sure. And when I say guys, I'm sorry, it's all bad all inclusive word. Like dudes, right?
Dude and dudettes.
Dudettes. Yeah, so I'll be there. Autographs will be inexpensive if you buy a pass. Steph is handling all that.
So how much for your autograph? Because I kind of got a thing that I do at the National where I bring the little blank white spacers and have everyone sign them.
Yeah,
you just walk up. Hey, nice meeting you. Sign this, please.
Yeah. For you, $35. For everyone else, free.
Hey, so anybody else going? I got a white blank card spacer I need you to have do a thing with.
Yeah, so I have some of my fun little the little business cards I made for like when I would do trades with people.
I have one of those.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bring these, and one have maybe either people autograph mine, and then I'll autograph one for them or whatever, and then I also have my other ones. And this is how another way I'm going to justify. I'm going to write it off as a business expense. So
hey.
Yeah. No, and as we hit the hour mark here, the Rich Klein hour, I just want to say I appreciate. I mean, I went back through and I was looking at our stats of the show, and the views and stuff that we're getting are insane. Mm-hmm. We've had over 400 views of episode 0, the episode we just did for ourselves. That just we put
up of it.
Yeah, and we put up after I think episode 1 or right before we did episode 1. and I look back and like every week we have more and more views of the show, and I look at the iTunes stats, and I know there's been an issue there the day it comes out, and it's because of the people subscribing. It's supposed to download automatically, which hits a max number or something all day. There's some weird stuff back there, and so we're trying to figure out a way to move that, and we're working on that. But just we all appreciate the support and the retweets and the likes. I mean, like all the followers on Twitter. It's like
and
crazy.
The conversations brought our way.
Oh yeah, and so many people are like, "Hey, you guys need to talk about this.
Sure,
we need to bring this up." And it's fabulous, and it's more than I ever expected over a year ago when we started doing this thing. And you know,
well, no, I mean, it started as just the three of us hopping on and
talking.
Just talking.
Yeah, the show notes were not what they are now, and
definitely not.
No, and we were just messing around, and it's fun. And I want to do this as long as you guys are around. And I think upcoming in August, we're gonna have to kind of change our format a little bit with how we produce the show, because Google Hangouts is going away, but YouTube's doing something else. So I'm gonna research that. So there might be a few changes, little bumps on the road for us late this summer, but we will get it all worked out.
Well, and I think because I watched a few other shows that use Google Hangouts, I think the deadline is November.
Okay.
But they're introducing a new product that, as long as you have video, oops, you can use essentially the same thing. They just want to branch this off because they're killing Google Plus. So initially, this was a Google Plus product.
Yeah.
Or whatever their circle-based, essentially social media website.
So one thing they really failed at.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're launching a new product that we should be able to broadcast straight to YouTube as well. It's just a matter of how we do it and how we handle guests and things that we'll announce when we know more.
Yeah. And I see Korean Cardboard said he needs to get some business cards. Yeah, I just did it through Vistaprint, and you can get like 500 for like $10, 1,000 for like $20. And
I think there's a few coupon codes floating around.
Oh yeah. So if you put in if you download Honey, that helps out getting the discount codes or look around. They always have stuff going on in there, and they do
probably have an Independence Day
promo. Yeah. And I always do, you have the option to put on the back, and a lot of people do. I just don't, because when I sell stuff or when I do trades, I love to write a little note on the back.
Sure.
To whoever it is.
Oh, wow. You wrote something on the back.
I did. I always do. Yeah. And it gives me some to personalize a little bit. And so, but yeah, Steph, I mean, that's our show tonight, I think. A little quick one. It's just not a lot of new releases. The hobby's been a little quiet this week, but definitely, keep hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We'll have more national talk as we get closer and closer. So remember, we're live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on YouTube, 10 Central.
Thank you.
Make sure you subscribe and review our show on YouTube, iTunes, and Stitcher. You can always follow us on Twitter about the cards. You can always follow Ben, who's not here. He's out on assignment at our trading cards. Follow Steph at Junkwax Twins. Follow me at Big Ship 79. And make sure you check out our website, aboutthecards.wordpress.com. And please share your hobby stories, great pulls, and send your questions our way. Guys, we'll see you next week. And thanks a lot. And we'll be rocking and rolling. And we have the All-Star game I'm super excited about. And that'll be that's actually next week, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so we'll coverage on the All-Star game. Guys and gals, thanks for listening and hanging out. We will talk to you soon.
Yep, talk to you guys.